What's up, everybody? I'm back. I got a video. I know it's kind of late right now, but had to post because, I felt like doing this video and it has a good backstory behind it. So today we have another metagame discussion video. I haven't done one of these in a pretty long time. The last time I did one of these was right before BDSP came out. And when I made that video, I thought it would be the final tier list because I thought that BDSP OU was going to be the new OU. I actually thought that it was going to be just OU now, but it turns out that nobody gives a fuck and Sword and Shield is still too fire, and that's where everyone's sticking around with. So I'm good with it. I love Sword and Shield, so I don't really have anything to complain about. I have some pretty fun teams that I've been using lately, as you've seen on my channel, Joey's channel, and even back when I was posting more frequently with Fallen Titans and all that stuff. But either way, I felt like doing a discussion video on Sword and Shield, the status of the metagame, that kind of thing. I'm having fun playing. I'm able to use some good stuff. There has been a lot of good changes. A lot of things have gone up in usage, such as like Weavile, Volcanion, stuff like that a couple months ago didn't even get used like that frequently, and now these things are just at the top. There's a lot of things like that. Some stuff has gone down in usage. I know, for example, Hippo is very low in usage, almost like UU. So I figured, what, let's go over it. I got all these teams to look over. I got all the resources, viability rankings, all that stuff. And so first of all, I figured, what, let's go through the viability rankings. Let's just go through that. This was last updated February 1st, so pretty recently, about 4 weeks ago. The metagame doesn't change that much that you need to update it that often. So insanely enough, they got Landorus T as an S rank mon again. Gen 5, Gen 6, Gen 7, Gen 8. It doesn't matter. The shit is broken in all gens. The fact that this is S rank is actually pretty crazy. But honestly, I kind of understand. It's a very good glue mon. I have a lot of Landorus teams. Look at this. I have 85 Landorus teams in Gen 8 OU. You can see how much I use this mon because it's amazing. Landorus is always going to be one of the best mons ever. It walls ground types, it walls fighting types, it walls electric types. This dude walls everybody. He's unbeatable. So if we go by this is a really cool thread that I saw that Smogon has. Credits to this guy, Curiosity, because it has the sets as well. So I agree that Defensive Pivot is the best set. I don't use other Landoruses besides Defensive Pivot. Offensive Pivot is probably decent. SD I don't use, but Defensive Pivot is just way too good. This thing with Max Spadef is able to switch into everything. Think about how many times you've seen Spadef Landers come in and tank, any Moonblast, a Shadow Ball. It can tank any Ice Beam, really. Draco, whatever the case is, right? Spadef Landers is like my most spammed set ever since I first used it when Storm Zone sent me a team with it. This set literally right here, Defog, Earthquake, U-Turn, Toxic, or Stealth Rock, or Knockoff, or whatever you want to put. But Spadef, Landers, T, and you can even run Fizdef still if you want. I just like Spadef more. I think Spadef is better personally because it lets you, tank stuff like Zapdos, Hurricane really easily, Dragapol, Shadow Ball, just other stuff like even Blacephalon, for example. If that's Scarf, it can't really break through you. Spadef Landorus is one of the best mons. It's like super effective. Like it's super effective, very good. What I'm trying to say though is it's just very good at its job. I feel like that mon is the best pivot ever, and it's very hard to not run Landorus. So I would agree that thing is an S rank for sure. Yeah. Now we go to S minus rank. So this is actually quite interesting. I didn't expect. I think this is actually a little bit behind because they have Dragapol here. But I did not expect to see Ferrothorn in S minus rank alongside Heatran and Weavile. So it looks like these mons are all rated to be a little bit better than the A rank. So I'm going to compare them to the A rank mons or the A plus rank mons and kind of discuss if I think that they really should be over these. So Ferrothorn, Heatran, Weavile, these are all very solid mons. Let's go with Ferrothorn and Heatran first. So these are defensive mons. Ferrothorn is a really good stealth rocker. It's really good as a defensive pivot for most stuff, but I wouldn't say that it is a level above the mons in A+. I really don't think so. I think a lot of mons are very well equipped to deal with Ferrothorn. Heatran's on every team, right? It's in the same shit. Heatran bodies Ferrothorn. Most mons have coverage to beat it. It loses 1v1 to stuff like Toxapex and Tornadus, so it can't win there. Magnezone has a very high usage. Magnezone usage is super high. Magnezone bodies it. Maybe it's just my Magnezone usage that's high though, so I'm biased. But either way, Ferrothorn, while it's really good, I don't see it as being an S minus rank Pokemon. I really don't see it as being a S minus rank Pokemon. I don't run Spikes Ferrothorn too often either, just because I don't think Spikes are that great in this metagame. They're very hard to keep up. Everything runs defog. Most teams have 2 defoggers for the most part, and just in general with heavy duty boots, Spikes is... it's just not that useful in my book. So I don't think Spikes Ferrothorn is that effective. So for that reason, I really don't agree with Ferrothorn being an S-. It should be an A+, or maybe even A, but it's definitely not. A+ is fine, but it's not an S- rank. Heatran I can kind of agree with an S-. This thing is a super menace. You can see it as Spadef. You can see the air balloon set with eruption, which is really hard to switch into. That air balloon set is really hard to beat. It is very good. I'm trying to think if it's a step above everybody else. Personally, to me, Dragapol is always going to be the best mon after Landorus, or it's just the best mon. So I'm heavily biased, but that's also because Dragapol is able to really just beat everything with either its specs or bandit set if you play well. Like, its coverage is fantastic. You know, you can always U-turn out if they have a switch in. Shadow Ball, Draco, Flamethrower is pretty solid coverage in general, as long as you don't run into T-Tar and whatnot. I don't know, but I really do like Dragapult a lot. I would say Dragapult and Weavile are better than Ferrothorn and Heatran. That much I'm certain of. So if I had to rearrange these, I would put Dragapult and Dragapult and Weavile over Ferrothorn and Heatran, because those are a lot more effective, I think, than these two are. Just in general, like Heatran and Ferrothorn, yeah, they're good defensive pivots. They're good at, you know, annoying the rest of the team, but I don't think they're as consistent with their jobs as Weavile and Dragapult. I think those things are really good. Weavile especially is a mon that Weavile, so the way I see it, it happened in Gen 6, it happened in Gen 7, and now it's happening in Gen 8. Weavile always, people just realize, oh shit, Weavile is really good, and then its usage goes up really high, and then usually it kind of falls off. But from what I've seen, it's not really falling off. This mon is really, really good. So either the sets are Swords Dance with this, or you can run Low Kick over one of the moves if you want. I think people run Low Kick over Knockoff if you're weak to Bisharp and that kind of shit. But yeah, you can run this or Bandit. I like Bandit a lot as well. But yeah, I mean, Weavile is just... it's a classic mon. It's very fast. It's faster than everything, right? And it's extremely, extremely strong. Eye Sharp priority is really nice too on the SD set. So that mon is really good. I won't hate on Weavile at all. I think that thing is like almost perfect. Let me look at some of these sets. S rank. So they got Dragapult. Yup. I don't even really use offensive pivot or substitute hex. Dragon Dance Dragapult is pretty solid. Dragon Dance and Banded. But yeah. Okay, so now we go to A rank. Let's see. So in A rank, we got A+. Clefable, I'm going to ignore the Dragapult because I already threw him up there. Clefable, Cart, Melmetal, Tapu Fini, Torn, Toxapex. Okay. This is a pretty interesting group of mons. They're all pretty different in what they do. Cart is obviously the big offensive one out of the bunch. I really like Cart. I think it's one of the most solid mons in the metagame. It's very, very sturdy. The only annoying part about it is that if you're not banded or SD, aka your Scarf, you're gonna get walled for the majority of the game. I think Scarf is only really good versus offense. That being said, I really do love Banded Cart, and I really love SD too. I think that can always at least force one kill. That's true. It was true in Gen 7, and it's true here as well. Even though Corviknight is on everyone's team, it's still not that big of a deal. You also have support from Knockoff. The only thing that is kind of annoying is that Zapdos does have really, really good usage, thanks to heavy duty boots, and Zapdos is really quite an issue for Kartana. But I mean, hey, if you can knock off its boots, you keep rocks up, some pressure here and there, I'm pretty sure you can get through it. But of course, you got to keep in mind that a lot of those things are still threats. A lot of Kart's biggest annoying opponents were flying types, and that has not changed. But that being said, Cart is really, really good. It's A+ for sure. It's just, it always runs the same moves, but you can't do anything about it, right? That's like the perfect type of mon. Clefable, I only use, I don't even know what type of Clefables I use. Let me check. I don't really use too much Clefable. So this Clefable is Stealth Rock knockoff. This one is probably what, Trick? Yeah, so all my Clefables I've ever used were like Stealth Rock. So that's all I can say for it. It's good at Stealth Rocking, but I like Heatran and Ferrothorn more now. You can see from my teams, you can see from my recent teams, there hasn't been a Clefable, you know, since these, right? So I haven't used Clefable in a long time. I just don't think it's that good at Stealth Rocking, and I don't like running Calm Mind Clefable, especially when every mon in this tier is a Steel type. and Cart and Melmela right here to body bag that thing. I think a Life Orb Clefable could be decent with Thunderbolt, Fire Blast. I think that actually looks pretty decent. Feeny is amazing. My favorite set is Scarf, but I think Calm Mind is really, really good too. Feeny is always going to be one of the best mons. Taunt, Calm Mind, like I said, super good. Scarf is similar in the fact that it can trick crippling defensive teams or even offensive teams, and then its coverage is just good too. It doesn't. Feeny sits at a good point, right? Because it has 85 base special attack, so its moves are strong enough to hit like the mons that I guess it would be checking to begin with, like Weavile and Urshifu. Moonblast is a very high-powered move, right? So it's able to take care of those mons. So its special attack fits at a good point too. Speed is very solid, sits at a great point to where it can taunt everything, and it's extremely, extremely bulky. Not to mention how good Misty Terrain is. Feeny will always be one of my favorite mons. You guys can tell we use it quite a bit in general in these vids, but yeah, I think Scarf is absolutely my favorite. And if you look at the rankings, yeah, they say that Scarf is A+. Torn, I only run defensive Torns with Defog. Torn is just that it's very good. It invalidates quite a few mons, which is why people like it so much. AV Torn has picked up quite a bit in usage lately. Yeah, so they got Assault Vest and Defensive Pivot as the two most used sets. I don't use Nasty Plot at all. Nasty Plot is only good in rain. And in rain, it's really, really hard to beat. So I will say that in rain, it's great. But outside of rain, don't use that. Just do not use it, because you're an asshole if you use this out of rain, because you're using Hurricane and Focus Blast. You're not going to hit. You're going to miss. Then you're going to get mad. And if you hit, you're using up good karma on the ladder. Go do something else, like with your life. Do not use up all the good karma on the ladder by using Tornadus T. So I'm giving you some good tips here. Do not use Nasty Plot unless it's in the rain where the moves are super effective. I'm going to just keep looking at this because this is just kind of better. Even if this is more like on point, this sets is just better to look at. So next we got Corv. Yeah, Corv is really, really, really good. I only use defensive, but bulk up is actually really good too. I would never say that bulk up is bad, although there are a lot of zones these days. But even then, even with zone, like if you don't run into zone, bulk up Corviknight is still able to smash a lot of teams. Brave Bird is already a pretty strong move, 120 base power, so at +1 it's able to 2-hit KO a lot of things that you wouldn't have expected it to take out, like Slowking. Landorus T, for example, is not able to, take a Brave Bird. Not that these mons can do much, damage back. Slowking Flamethrower does like 40. Landorus is obviously walled, but it just goes to show that Corv can, force a lot of these mons out and get its bulk ups off. But yeah, I like Corviknight a lot. I agree with the A+. Chomp, I only use SD Chomp, so yeah. I only use SD Chomp, SD Rocks, Scale Shot, or SD Stone Edge, or whatever the case is. Chomp's awesome. He still screws up stuff like Zero Aura. He's fast. Ground is just, his typing is great, right? Earthquake in general is good in this metagame. Earthquake plus Stone Edge coverage basically covers everything, with the exception of annoying-ass Corviknight, which is annoying because it can PP stall Stone Edge pretty easily thanks to pressure. But other than that, SD Garchomp is a perfect mon, really. I'd keep it in A+. Slowking A+. I feel like Slowking hype has died down. It's definitely good, but I feel like people have definitely chilled on using it on every team. It was good. It is good. Not to say it was good, but it was better a few months ago. I'd say now it's definitely not A+. To me, it's A. It's not as good as anything else here. Even if it walls stuff like Coco and Feeny, in my opinion, it's not as good as any of these other mons. Cart is also above it. Just now, I think the metagame has changed a bit, and yeah, I think the metagame has changed to a point where, yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I don't like Slowking Galar. See, that's why I have to look at this tier list, because this thing, it's an A. See, these are better counterparts, right? This shit is as bad as Slowbro and as good as Magnezone in my opinion. So maybe I'll just look at this and then I'll go to the sets if I forget. That's probably better. So from what we can see, A rank. I mean, I like a lot of these mons. Magnezone is very, very good. I only use Iron Defense, but I also like Toxic on Magnezone, unless you hit some of them ground types. But Iron Defense, Body Press, Flash Cannon, Thunderbolt has always done me well. Nothing to complain about with that set. It gets the job done. Magnezone is a great typing. Fairy Resist, good dual stab. Body Press is a good addition. It's good, man. I really don't have much to complain about with Magnezone. Slowbro, only Slowbros I ever see are Teleport with Body Press or Scald Future Sight. Yeah, it's good. It tanks. I don't really use it too much. So I prefer Feeny and Pex personally. So I'm not going to speak too much on Slowbro. I don't think it's really my style of Mon, but it is damn annoying when I play it. Like, it's really good at what it does. So it's a good Mon, and I'd say it should stay in A rank because that future sight slack off bullshit is always going to be a problem. Plus, this thing walls or Shifu, which is, you know, really, really annoying. Coco's good, but it looks like its hype is also starting to wear off. In my opinion, though, it's always one of the most annoying Mons. Specs is the most annoying set to deal with. You need a Slowking Galarian to always destroy that thing. That is the one thing Slowking Galarian is great at doing, beating Specs Coco. But yeah, Specs is the best set. The other sets are worse, but they're still pretty good. Coco works because its speed is fantastic, faster than Weavile, resists Dark. Yeah, has Roost. It's good. It belongs here. Lele is really, really good. I like Specs the most still. I guess the reason it's gone down is just because a lot of the faster Mons here fuck it up. Weavile, Pulp Cart, they all kill it. But even then, Specs has always been good. You just put Thunder on it. It belongs in A, and I don't know, a good player can take it to the top of this A rank. Like, it can be better than everything else here, in my opinion. Urshifu was better a few months ago. I thought it was incredibly, like, just maybe even close to broken, but it's definitely like calmed down. I like Banded the most. Pads is also still good, but it's definitely calmed down. There's a lot of different resists now. Pex is spammed like a motherfucker now, I can't lie. A lot of random helmet stuff. And in general, like, if you're not banded, you're not breaking. So that's how I see it. And there's always a Mon that walls Urshifu, so it can be annoying. But either way, it's still good in A rank. Good speed, great attacks, the broken stability ever. The move is broken too. Surging Strikes is super broken. So Volk, I don't like Volk anymore because of Heatran. But if you don't run into Heatran, Volk's broken. That's literally how it works. Look at the teams, right? Look at the Mons, right? If you don't run into Heatran, Volk's broken. But the fact that Heatran is an S- rank is why Volk is here. Other than that, Volk loses to, what, Aqua Jet? I mean, this shit's annoying as hell. Volk is broken. Like, if you don't run into Heatran, it's really hard to beat. But I mean, Haze Pex, unless it's Psychic, then you're double screwed. Or you have a Dragonite, which is the most insulting Mon to be an A-. D-Knight should be an A. Could be an A+ too if it's me using it, but since this is not, my tier list, this is everybody's tier list, we're going to have to be modest and put it in A rank. But jokes aside, yeah, I really think Dragonite should be an A rank. I think it's really, really good. DD Ice Punch EQ Roost is a set I only use. Literally, that's the set I only use. I don't use anything else ever. You guys can tell from the vids. It's literally all I fucking use. Because I never see a reason to use another set. That shit literally does everything I need it to do. It's a fantastic defensive pivot. It can sweep everything. Ability's broken. With boots, it's literally the best pivot of all time. Typing is good. Ice EQ is pretty great coverage. And like it does everything I need it to do. It switches into Heatran, which is one of the biggest things ever. It switches into Landorus T. Those things can toxic, yes, but I got coverage for both of them, and I wall them forever, so it doesn't really matter. It's a good switch into stuff like Cart. It's a good switch into everything as long as you keep your boots. So Dragonite, in my opinion, is a rank Mon. I mean, I know I'm biased. Like I fucking spam Dragonite so much. Like, come on, we all know I love Dragonite, but it's really damn good in my opinion, and I really think it should be an A rank. I really don't believe it belongs in A-. Blissef is awesome. I think Specs is one of the biggest threats ever. I mean, look at all these Mons. These shits can't run into Specs. So I think you can make an argument for Specs Blissef being an A rank, and I think Blissef's better than Volcarona right now. So I would actually put it in A rank, and I would take Volk. But sorry, I should stop. I literally just ignored these two Mons. Zapdos and Zero Aura, A rank. I agree with Zapdos being A rank. Zero Aura is not A rank anymore. That shit's A- now. That shit's A- now in my book. This shit's ass. Landorus T is the best Mon. So Zapdos is only good with Specs. I don't think defensive is good. Specs is insane. Defensive is good because it's like annoying with the staticky shit. But I'm telling you folks, listen to me. Listen to me right now. Specs Zapdos is an absolute menace. There's really nothing more fun than Specs Zapdos, I feel like. Like, that Mon is an absolute blast. So, if I'm to recommend anything, it's probably Specs Specs Zapdos. That's one of the best Mons. I feel like it's a very underrated pick. And, yeah, I feel like it's a really underrated pick. That's something I'd recommend you guys all try out. Specs Zap. But, yeah. That being said, keep going. Ninetales is alright. So, it's the Aurora Veil. I think Hypnosis and all that support shit is okay. So we can keep it here, I guess. It's like a unique it's an A- mon. I literally like all these mons here in A-. I think they're all like really good. Zapdos Galarian is insane, and I think he belongs in A rank. He fucks up everything here, so I don't even know why he's over here. He literally beats all these guys. Corv gets fucked up, Chomp gets fucked up, Magnezone smashed, Slowbro beats it, Slowking gets smashed, Coco beats it, Lele crushed, Urshifu crushed, Vault crushed, Zapdos beats it, Zero Aura beats it. But either way, that boy Zapdos belongs in A in my opinion. Volcanion is very solid. It's very hard to kill in one hit. Its coverage is fantastic, but I think A- is good for it due to its speed and the fact that it's still weak to like every move in the game. Its typing is pretty shit defensively, but the ability is fantastic, so there's that. Victini, I only use Final Gambit if I use Victini. I don't really like Victini that much, but Scarf Final Gambit's good. Rotom Wash, I don't use Rotom Wash often. However, I have seen a lot of Rotom Wash usage lately, and it's very, very good. Yeah, it's been fantastic. So it's just a really good pivot for a lot of these mons. Landorus is on every team, right? Ferrothorn doesn't run power ups, so you can wisp that. You beat Heatran very handily. You beat Melmetal really easily. You can pressure Tornadus. You spread Will-O-Wisps around, pressure Pex, Corviknight, Defog, all that stuff. I saw a Rocky Helmet Rotom Wash, which was able to pivot into Urshifu. In general, I think Rotom Wash is really solid, but yeah, Victini and Volk are definitely the worst two in here, and Dragonite and Blissap are the best and should go up here, along with Zapdos. Okay, now we get to B+ rank. Arctozolt is okay in Hail. I don't know, dude, it's tough. Like, sometimes it's, actually, no. I think that this thing is like a B rank mon, I'd say, because you have to run Hail for this to work, first of all. Hail is fine. Like, it's not like Hail is like a big, like, oh shit, I have to run Hail. No, Hail is good because you can basically run Ninetales plus this, and then you have the freedom to run 4 other mons. Plus Ninetales is okay, but Arctozolt is still shit outside of Hail. Plus Hail requires you to run the support of Ninetales. You have to run Tornadus, all this other stuff. So I don't know. Arctozolt as a whole, I put it in B rank above B+. Bisharp got all of its shine stolen by Weavile, poor guy. I do think SD is still like okay, but as long as Urshifu's around, it's pretty tough to validate this thing. Bandit's alright though. Either way, this shit's in B. It's not that good. It's worse than Arctozolt probably. Blissey in B+. Bliss is Bliss. This shit sits around and does nothing. But the thing is, other things sit around and do nothing better than Blissey does, which is why this guy is here and is going to continue to fall down as time goes on. Because as Blissey, like I said, it sits around, but other guys just sit around better and provide more, you know? Blissey's it's just, you know, he's just wasting your time. He doesn't do enough, or she, sorry. Blissey's can only be girls. Blissey's gonna be a girl, right? So it's like your girlfriend, right? She's just sitting around all day doing nothing. But then you get another girlfriend and she sits around all day doing nothing too, but she look a little cuter doing it. That's literally what it is. So unfortunately, Blissey, you know, it's just not working. So Buzzwole is the best out of all these guys, but obviously I'm biased because Buzzwole always puts in 1,000 work. That being said, no, Buzzwole's strong as shit, and with Thunder Punch, Earthquake, Close Combat, just beast coverage, it's able to piece up all these things. It also walls Weavile, which is huge. It switches into Cart really well. It can pivot Melmetal if it's not banded. If you're running Helmet, you beat Garchomp and all this other stuff, or Urshifu too. Yeah, Buzzwole belongs above everything here and should be an A-. It should be an A- in my book. So that's how I personally feel. Hawlucha, I think Hawlucha sucks. Have to run it with terrain. So I don't really like that. It's good in the sense that, like, it's scary if it SDs up, but I don't know. I don't know. I think every team always has something to deal with it. Should it be Pex to haze you, Zapdos to wall you no matter what, or just something like that. So I'm not big on Hawlucha. Mew, I don't know. I don't use Mew too often. Defensive Mew is okay. It's nothing crazy. I did see Joey play against the Nasty Plot Mew in his OST game, and that thing gave him a lot of trouble, but I haven't tested it out myself. That being said, I think that Nasty Plot set is probably decent, so maybe, but no, it's B rank. Moltres Galarian, ass, B rank. Nihilego, ass, B rank. So honestly, the only shit that should be here is Bisharp and Arctozolt. Buzzwole should go up, and the rest of these dudes should go down to B rank. Aegislash is better than literally every mon here besides the aforementioned Buzzwole and Arctozolt Bisharp. Aegislash is better than everything else there, so that's pretty off. Aegislash specs is an insane set, and yeah, it's damn good. Barraskewda, I've always thought Barraskewda is a horrible Pokemon. So it's fine being in B rank. Excadrill. Drill's good in Sand. It's good as like a Spadefmon too. B rank, it should be up in B+. Gastro. Gastro's not good. It's just a sit around and do nothing mon, but again, he doesn't do it well, so that shit should drop. Hippo. Hippo's a great mon. Belongs in B. Hydreigon. Hydreigon belongs in B+. It's still a very big threat. I think people just ignore it. It still hits a really good speed tier at 97. Lets it outspeed a lot of annoying shit. Still outspeeds Urshifu. Still outspeeds Lele. So, wait, does it outspeed Urshifu? Yeah, it literally does outspeed Urshifu. So, yeah. I still think Hydreigon's a great mon and is deserving of being higher than B. I would put it in B+. Nidoking is similar, should be in B+. Pelipper is bad. It belongs in B rank. It's only good with specs, in my opinion. And, I mean, the defensive set's okay, but I don't really like Full Rain. Full Rain puts a lot of reliance on Kingdra. Because, I mean, or Barraskewda, whichever you pick. Rillaboom. Rillaboom has really lost a lot of shine since the Buzzwole epidemic. Good. That shit's annoying, and I hate it. And it's cheap, and it takes no skill. So it's good in B rank where it belongs. I mean, I'm just trying to think, like, what Rillaboom's purpose is now. Like, going through these mons, a lot of this stuff just walls it for good. Torn is on, like, every team, which is obviously really, really tough for this mon. It's not like it's bad versus all these guys, right? You can +2 fighting move, kill these guys. If you're banded, you Grassy Glide straight up and smash Weavile. Landorus gets cooked by Wood Hammer and Grassy Glide. It's not like that thing tanks the moves really well. All these guys get hit by the coverage pretty decently too, but Torn is on every team. Corv is also really great, so those things are automatically really, really hard to deal with. Same with Zapdos. Dragonite, my flying type of choice, automatically shits on all Rillabooms, right? How is a Rillaboom supposed to beat Dragonite? I'm just going to DD up, Ice Punch you, and you're dead. So Rillaboom has had a lot of trouble, and it belongs low here. Scizor. Sizz is okay at tanking Tapu Lele, and that's literally it. It's literally bad otherwise. So, I mean, I guess it can take a knockoff from Weavile, but it's still bad. Skarm is similar. These guys are just bulky steel types that don't really add enough. They just wall. They just take the move, but they don't do much back. Corv is better. Celesteela is better than these two. Literally, it is. Because they at least it gives something back, right? What is Skarm supposed to do? Spike? Who cares? Everything has defog now, or heavy duty boots. So Skarm just doesn't give you back anything. Scizor, SD is definitely, it can definitely do something for you, but I don't believe really in SD. Just considering all the mons, Zapdos, Pex, just all the shit that Heatran. I don't think Scizor's that good. It could be cool with knockoff though, but yeah, I don't really believe in it too much. So I agree with it. Like I would never use these two mons. Slowking regular, my favorite Pokemon. I'd never use it though. No point when Slowking Galarian exists or Slowbro. Tyranitar, I like Bandit Tyranitar a lot. I don't think Spadef rocks Tyranitar is bad, but I don't like mons that just sit around. It's good for tanking Blasef and Dragapol, that's for sure. But Bandit is pretty underrated. I think people should run max speed Bandit, even with a Jolly Nature if you really want to be crazy. B- rank, we got these 6. What the fuck is this? This team of weirdos. Blaziken is okay. SD, chicken on a balloon. But nah, SD Blaziken's alright. It's better than some of these. It's like on the same page as a lot of these guys. SD Thunder Punch is still really good. I put him up here at B rank with some of these guys. He's like Barraskewda, Pelipper, Nidoking in my book. He's the same. Jirachi. I have a Jirachi team, right? Yeah. Scarf? I don't know why that's a scarf, but it does the job. Jirachi's weird. I really can't say much. I've only used Scarf. I've played a couple defensive Jirachis, but they're not good. Yeah, I guess it can be B-. It's another steel type that doesn't do a lot, but it does, like, it can do a lot, right? Because he has Healing Wish, Stealth Rock, Wish, Thunder Wave. Like, he has quite a few options. Reuniclus, I love Reuniclus. I think Specs is epic. I think Assault Vest is also epic. B- is perfect for this guy. Yeah, he's perfect in B-. Rotom Heat. This thing is a meme. Yeah, this shit sucks. Rotom Heat sucks. No point using it anymore. Sorry, Rotom Wash, unfortunately, took your girl. There's nothing you can do. Seismitoad is quite fun, quite good in rain. But yeah, Bulu's ass. I've used it a lot. It's ass. Doesn't belong here. Should we go down more? C+. Now we get to the good stuff. Celesteela is epic with the Choice Band and probably substitute Leech Seed if I had to guess. I really do think Autotomize and Bandit are both pretty solid when it comes down to it. You look through a lot of these teams, they're pretty weak to that set. You'll always have to deal with the annoying shit like Zapdos, Toxapex, and whatnot, but I think Banded kind of circumvents that to some degree, if you want. And also Meteor Beam, Celesteela can be a big threat too. Crawdon, I only use Banded. I don't really use SD, although SD is great under Trick Room. I think Crawdon's good. I understand why people wouldn't use it because Urshifu, you know, Weavile, all them things kind of do its job better. But Crawdon's still really good at Trick Room as well. Crest is only here for Trick Room. It's great at setting up Trick Room though, so it can stay here. Dragapol's one of the worst mons ever. I think it's like literally one of the worst mons of all time. This mon's walled by everything ever. You have to pick the right move every single time. The best part is, even if you pick the right move, it's too weak to actually kill the mon that they send out, so you lose. Dracozold is just horrible. It's just never worth using. It's dog shit. Kingdra's pretty good. It should be in B-. Under Rain, it's amazing. Kumo should definitely be in B-. Stealth Rock is a great set. Typing is good. It belongs up there. Helmet is a fantastic set. Mamoswine. I don't really use Mamoswine too much, so we can keep it in C+. It's a tough mon. I feel like sometimes it can be really, really annoying. But I think if you want it to be really annoying, you should go with a full-out offensive set. Do not run any Stealth Rock, Sash, Mamoswine. That shit is a waste of time. If you really want to get the most out of your Mamoswine and you want that shit to act like an A-rank mon, just make that bitch offensive as it gets. Life Orb, 4 attack. Sash 4 attack if you want, but 4 attack. Alright, don't waste your time setting up Stealth Rock with that. I feel like that's always the biggest mistake people made with Mamoswine. They go for rocks, and they go down to their Sash, and it's like, dude, now your Mamoswine's dead. No wonder Mamoswine sucks. Keep that guy alive. He is strong. He's got his 130 attack, Earthquake, Knockoff, Icicle Crash. Mamoswine, yeah, I like Mamoswine. So, he's good. He's good, but you have to go all-out offensive. Don't waste your time with rocks. Mandibuzz, one of my all-time faves. Belongs literally here in B rank. Literally belongs in B rank. This is whack. Primarina, I actually don't hate Primarina. I think it's okay, but it can stay here. Regieleki is ass. It belongs in C+. Suicune is mid. Belongs here in C+ as well. Pert belongs in C+. Tangrowth as well. I would say all these guys belong in C+. All these mons right here, they're not that good. Like they kind of do a role, but they don't do the role well. Like these are fun picks. None of these are that good. Tangrowth is the best one out of them all, but the rest of them are completely fun picks. No reason to use Thunderous Therian when Coco and Zero exist. Sorry, I know it has super high special attack, but it's just not valid. Zarude is similar. That shit has no real purpose. Yeah, it's defensive. It has its move, but it doesn't make sense. C rank. Damn, this is some real garbage. Avalugg I've never used before. You'd have to pay me to use this. This thing is dog shit. Azumarill. I feel like Azumarill has the potential to be good with Belly Drum. So I would actually probably put it up here. Gengar is good and better than all these guys, but he's not as good as the other two ghosts, which is why his rating is here. That being said, he's better than half the shit here, so he doesn't belong here. Conk is okay. Would I put Conk here? Would I put Conk here? Yeah, I would. I put Conk, Azumarill, and Gengar all up here. Glastrier is bad. Grimmsnarl is bad. Keldeo is really bad. Marowak is really bad, unless it's Trick Room. Moltres is actually pretty decent, but it's still a Moltres, so it belongs here. Latias is bad. Latios is amazing. That thing is a C+, or it's a B-. Are you kidding me? That thing's literally B-. Specs Latios is B-. This is misranked. Shedinja, I've never used it, so I can't speak on it. It's probably good. It's like cheap. It's like a scrub pick. If you use Shedinja, you're asshole. Tarak, ass. Torkoal is good because of Sun. Toxtricity is good. It should be in C+. I only use Specs, though. I don't use Shift Gear. Venusaur, Sunset Growth is pretty good. Belongs here, though, because Sun. Come down to C-, and now we got some real trash again. Amoonguss is I don't even know. I feel like it's okay, but it's not actually okay because Ferrothorn's on every team, Heatran's on every team, and Weavile's on every team. So Amoonguss, your ass. Charizard, I'm not going to speak on why this is ass. It's just ass. Darmanitan is probably okay. I'm being honest, it's probably like okay, but it's like a Sun meme. Ditto. Wrong pick. Ditto's ass now. Hat is okay. It sets up Trick Room pretty effectively, I'd say. It's very, very bulky. So he's able to set up Trick Room really well. But other than that, I don't know. Calm Mind's not good. Haxorus is a meme you run on Aurora Veil. Otherwise bad. Necrozma is actually really good. I'd put him in C rank or even C+. I feel like once you get down to C, it really just comes to has some niche versus is absolutely dog shit. You know, like Charizard is dog shit versus Necrozma, who has a purpose. Haxorus is dog shit. You know what I mean? Poltergeist, that shit is bad. Shell Smash Poltergeist is just like a cheese pick. I don't like it. I don't think it's good. But I mean, it can win with Shell Smash, so it's like fun, I guess. Porygon 2, Trick Room guy, decent at it. Quag, stall guy, not that good at his job. Ribombee and Shuckle are the same shit. Shuckle's way better than Ribombee. Shuckle's actually good and should be like here. Togekiss and Xatu, both bad, belong down here. So I know I sped it up kind of towards the end. However, I did feel like a lot of these mons were just kind of like unnecessary. And then some of the stuff that has a usage like Toxtricity, Venusaur, Torkoal, Latios, all this stuff should just be above. It is kind of interesting to me how Keldeo, I don't have any qualms with Keldeo being in C. I really do think it sucks. I mean, it's weird, right? If I ran into a Keldeo with a lot of these teams, I get packed up. Specs Keldeo could be crazy versus most of my teams. I mean, it is. I mean, look at this. It is crazy versus most of my teams, but I don't know. A lot of Pexes. So I don't know. Damn, but looking at my teams though, if I was playing in a tournament and someone brought Specs Keldeo, I get fucking washed. Maybe that'll be the idea for the next video. That being said, if I had to give my favorite mons to use in this tier, I'd say that, I mean, offensively, I'd say the best ones are still Dragonite, Dragapult, and Garchomp. The Dragons are always my favorite. I think those guys put in the most amount of work. Other stuff I really like is Magnezone. You can pair Magnezone with literally everybody, and you can see that I use them quite a bit. It gives me the ability to use fun mons like Talonflame and whatnot. Kartana is really good as well, but I think Gen 8 is finding a good point right now in the metagame where you can use basically a lot of different stuff. That doesn't mean everything is good. As I said, a lot of this shit's ass, but I do think you can use quite a lot of stuff. I have seen people use stuff like Glastrier in tournament too, so let me know what you guys think about my list. Let me know what you guys agree with, disagree with. Let me know what your personal top 5, 10 mons might be. I think I can say that well, my top 5 would be Dragapult. I think Landorus is a pretty good pick for the best mon in the metagame. I don't think that's a bad pick by them at all. I think that's probably spot on. If I had to give like a rating, and Landorus is 100 out of 100, Dragapult is like a 93 out of 100. For me, the list would go Landorus, number 1, Dragapult literally one step behind him, Weavile, Heatran, Ferrothorn. That would be the top 5. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Link in the description. We got a lot of good stuff coming. Make sure you leave a like. Stream later. Peace. Take it easy.